What if your life wasn't all about you? Let's take an example that we hear all of the time. When you get on a plane, you're told if the oxygen masks come down, put on your own before helping anybody else. We're given that example all of the time, but let's say I have a 7-year-old son with me sitting next to me. I'm going to help him put on his oxygen mask first every single time. I've got a better chance of being able to hold my breath than he does. I'm going to help those around me first every single time. If the highest moral truth is to take care of ourselves above all else, then Christ never would have died for us. And in Philippians 2, we're told the exact opposite, that we should consider others more significant than our own lives, and we should be willing to lay down our lives for one another. If protecting ourselves versus helping somebody else was the highest moral truth, the apostles never would have opened their mouths. Because every time they opened their mouths to preach, they put their own lives in danger. In Acts 5, we see them beaten, and they don't walk away saying, oh shoot, I can't do this ever again. That's too risky for my own life. They say, we're going to keep preaching, and we are going to rejoice for being considered worthy of suffering for this cause, for the sake of Christ. In Acts 14, we see Paul is stoned and he's dragged out of the city. He's left there. The disciples come. He stands up and he enters the city. And the next day, he goes to Derbe and continues on his journey, preaching and making disciples. He doesn't wait, 6 months or longer like we would expect somebody who was just stoned and left for dead. He continues the very next day. Life can't just be about us. If you think about the number of times I've been told, you can't pour out of an empty cup, I have two responses. The first is, at least I can give the cup. But the second is this, that I'm not the one who fills the cup. I am a tool in the hands of my King. It is only through him, by his power, and through abiding in him that I am able to love and serve others. And if we read in John 15, it says this, I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away, and every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Already you are clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. And listen to this. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he it is that bears much fruit, for apart from me you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers, and the branches are gathered, they're thrown into the fire and burned. But if you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you. By this is my Father glorified, that you bear much fruit, and so prove to be my disciples. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Abide in my love. When we talk about being able to pour out of an empty cup, we're making the assumption that we're the one who fill the cup, but we don't. We can only love and serve out of abiding in Christ. To begin with, it's not about going away and taking all of this time for yourself first and taking care of yourself first to be able to go and serve others. Is that as we are going, we are continuing in this abiding relationship, and that's what allows us to love and serve others. It's not some great thing by our own strength. It's not our own magical powers that allow us to do it. It's not that we have a finite amount of love that we can give. It's that we are sharing out of the infinite love of God that we only experience through abiding in him. We don't go back to this faucet, turn on the faucet and fill up our cup and go away and then we just do whatever we want with it. We are abiding in the vine, and it's only through that the branches bear fruit. You can't cut off a branch and take it wherever you want and then give off the fruit and then go back and tape it back to the tree. That's not how it works. We can only bear fruit by continually abiding in Christ. And that's not about me, and it's not about you. We're tools in the hands of our Master, and when we abide in Him, that love, it flows through us, and we complete those works that He has set before us. It's by His strength, not by ours. So when you're surrounded with all of this in the world saying, hey, you got to take care of yourself first, it's all about you, don't forget to take your me day, take all of this time, focus on yourself, give yourself everything you need. No. Abide in the true vine. Go to the one who has said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Lean on the same one whom the apostles leaned on when they got up every single day to preach amidst the persecution. The one who let Paul stand back up after being stoned to continue preaching and making disciples. Abide in that one. So with that, I've got one question for you. How are you going to focus not on yourself, but on abiding in the Lord this week? If you want to know more about what that looks like, reach out to us. Let us know in the comments. We'd love to answer your questions. We'd love to talk with you and encourage you on your journey.